Hi guys, it is April from Getting Hygge With It. Today we are talking about the books I am planning on reading this July. I have 7 books I want to chat with you about, so let's just get right into it. You guys, it's going down. I'm so happy to announce that I am even now currently reading Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Many of you said that I should listen to this on audio, and I was very lucky to get an audio version to listen to, and you're totally right. Just the way that this whole story is presented, which is in kind of interview format, it really works so well on audio, and it's a full cast, and I'm hooked, I'm addicted. I'm really loving this book so far. Now, so many of you have probably already read this or are trying to get your hands on this, but if you don't know about Daisy Jones and the Six, it is about a rock group in the 70s, and they're coming together as a group, and I believe that they break apart at some point. And we interview people from the band, and I'm just finding it so fascinating, and it really is such a great summer read because there is something about concerts and the summer that to me just go together so well. And yeah, I'm really liking it so far, but yes, I'm going to continue this July for sure. Now, I'm trying to remember whose video I was watching recently, but they mentioned Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Kane, and I remember thinking, I think I had like myself on hold for that at the library. It just sounded so good, and I went over to my app and it said Stillhouse Lake is available for you right now at the library. Like, it was in just for me. It was perfect timing, and so I ran to the library like right then and there and picked it up. This is a thriller, and this is about a woman who finds out that her husband is a serial killer. She has 2 children with him. Totally blindsided by this. 100% had no idea. However, people are not very kind to her or her children. And so she feels like she needs to be on the run constantly from people who will say the most heinous, terrifying things on the internet because they want her to suffer and her children to suffer. Like, I'm just at the very beginning. I'm only 30 pages in at this time that I'm filming. And I mean, she is looking into the things that people say, and she does this routinely every day. And there are people who are like, that she deserves to be raped and killed, and like horrifying, scary things that probably does happen to other families in similar situations. So she is constantly on the run with her kids. They create new identities. However, she starts getting very threatening letters in the mail, and she is terrified that there is now a killer who is after her. I'm really enjoying it so far. This is the first in a series. I think there are 3 in a series. So, you know, I have all sorts of plans for July and my reading. But if I'm really hooked on this, I'm just going to keep going and read the entire series if I can through the library. So yeah, Stillhouse Lake is definitely on the list. I'm loving it so far. And then I would really like to read The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. This, again, just screams summer to me. This takes place in South Carolina in 1964. We follow a little girl named Lily Owens. Her mother has died, and she has this woman in her life who is Black, who really she looks to as a mother, and that woman insults 3 of the deepest racists in town, and they feel like they really need to be on the run because they're at risk, basically, because of these terrifying racist, I'm assuming, men. I could be totally wrong. Women can be racist too. That sounded weird coming out of my mouth. Anyway, they end up moving around in South Carolina. They go to this other town, and they stay with three Black beekeeping sisters, and I just want to read this. I've heard such good things about it. You guys, when I said that I was reading this for my summer TBR, so many of you said that is one of the best books ever. So I'm even more excited than ever to read this one. If you watched my video where I went back to July of 2018 and looked at all of the books that I bought, I'll link that somewhere for you. You can check that out. I decided to read for this July, The Night Visitor. This is another thriller, not very well known, and it's about a woman who has spent the last few years of her life writing a biography about another woman. I think she was an explorer or something along those lines. No, she was a female surgeon of the Victorian era. So she has written this biography, and she's scanning the crowd at her book launch party, and she is terrified that her assistant is going to show up because her assistant knows that her life has basically been full of lies. I'm so eager to know what the lies are and how this assistant is going to kind of ruin her, maybe ruin her. I'm very excited, so I'll be reading this in July as well. I'd also really like to read Jen Campbell's poetry collection. This is the Girl Aquarium. It says that it explores the realm of rotten fairy tales, the possession of body, and the definition of beauty. Jen Campbell has such a gorgeous way of reading her poems aloud. I will try and find one of her videos where she is reading aloud a poem from this collection because I was sucked in. I didn't want the video to stop. Like, I would love to listen to her read all of this. So I'm very, very excited to read this as well. And then I'm really into like anything that feels like summery vibes. I'm so in. So I'm hoping also to read Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. Now, I didn't adore The Nightingale. It was fine. It was good. I enjoyed it. But I wasn't blown away like other people. This is very different from The Nightingale. It spans 3 decades and it follows two women and their friendship. They were like attached at the hip for a very long time in their teen years. We're meeting these two kids in 8th grade. One of them is super gawky and like just a bit of a nerd. And then this best friend that she makes is one of the cool girls. And they have this amazing friendship together, but a betrayal threatens to tear this friendship apart. And I want to know about everything. I love stories about friends. This, I'm hoping, will bring me back to me in grade 8 with my best friend Sonia, who is still my best friend Sonia. So I'm really eager to read Firefly Lane. That should be a good one for summer. Oh my gosh, this book, I just keep not picking it up, not because I don't want to, because you guys know how much I love Paul Tremblay. It just keeps being pushed by other books and life. I've still only read one of the short stories in this short story collection called Growing Things. This is out in July, July 19th, and I really want to read this. I love Paul Tremblay. It's horror. And it's like the best kind of horror because it's written by Paul. So I will read this. It is going to happen. I really need to just like set aside time at night or during the day or something, maybe over my lunch hours, to sit down and read like one short story a day. Maybe that's what I'll do at lunch. That's a good idea. So brilliant, April. Anyway, those are all of the books that I would really like to read in July. I feel like July is my last hurrah in some ways of like uninterrupted reading because August the baby comes. So yikes. And yay, more yay than yikes by far. I'm so excited for the baby. But I'm also excited about these books. Let me know in the comments below what you are planning on reading in July. And also, if you've read any of these, hopefully you've liked them. I like that Simon, I don't know if you guys watch Simon over at Savage Reads. He always says, let me know in the comments below if you've read these books and liked them. If you haven't liked them, don't say anything because I don't want it to be ruined for me. And I totally get that. I really get that. Anyway, so if you've read any of these and liked them, definitely leave a comment in the comments below because it might push me to pick that one up next. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will talk with you soon. Bye!